Hi Simon, this is Duncan from Dublin. I'd love to hear your take on websites. There are so many around and many look the same. How can I improve the way my website looks and feels?
How can you improve your attractiveness? Now imagine you're a restaurant and when I walk by, I'm not sure if the restaurant is open or not. How inviting is that? What's the signal that's coming to me? Many times we think of signals as being the content, like what's on the menu and what's written on the billboard. But a signal is also the subtle signal that I get, which is just the emotion. Do I feel invited to come in? Do I feel like somebody's happy if I come in? Do I feel like I'm not welcome? Now think of your business. What's the lobby? What's the reception? What's the door? What's the first thing I see? So for 95% of us, the first thing you see is the website. Or the first thing you can control about what is perceived is the website. So the thing we can improve. And let's think about that. How can we improve the first impression, the emotional signals that are on our website? Now, if you're familiar with the Business Accelerator or the Sprint University, then you know that we advise entrepreneurs to spend less than 1,000 euro on their website before they are on level 3 of their entrepreneurial freedom, and only to really invest in their website more than 2,000 euro when they are on level 3 and 4. Now, if you are new to this, let me remind you what are the 4 levels of entrepreneurial freedom. 1, you have a job. 2, you have a business, which is a repeatable job. 3, you have a consistent, reliable, and repeatable business that works while you sleep. 4, you have a consistent, reliable, and repeatable business that works without you while you are on a 4 weeks vacation and you are not doing the delivery yourself anymore. So if you are on level 1 or 2, just make the short version. I will tell the short version first, which is 3 steps, and after it, just for the people who are on level 3 and 4, I will also give away the long version, which is 5 steps. So let's start with the first 3 steps. Look at your website without reading the words. So step 1, the emotional check. Look at your website without reading what you have written. Let just the images, the colors, the patterns speak. How do you feel? What are the emotional signals you get? You can ask other people. I like to ask my kids. Like, for example, today I was asking my son Federico, what should I wear for this video? And he said, this is the best. I took this because he just looks at the emotion. So, and whereas I think cognitively, so I over-intellectualize, I overthink stuff. So I ask my mentor, which are my kids, and they have a much more direct, genuine, and emotional way of seeing things. So you can do it yourself. You can ask people to look from the emotional perspective. So is this the emotional state you want to share? And which is the emotional state you want to share? So it's 3 questions. First, what do you feel without the text? Second, is this the emotional state you want your audience to be in? And third, which is the specific emotional state you want to create? That's the emotional check. You write it down, then you go to the second step, the content check. Now you read the words. What do you say about your impact? And now, not about what you do, which is an input, but what comes out of what you do. So what changes in the people after they work with you, while they work with you? What changes in them? What is different? What is the small difference that makes a big difference in their day, in their week, in their life? So again, what do you say about your impact? Now you can imagine most websites, if you look at them, they do not even describe the impact. They describe products, services, features, which is all input, input, input. But there is no output description. Second question, what do you say about the kinds of people you exist to serve? So is it very clear who you are serving, who you are there to serve? Again, many websites have much clarity on features, but do not have a clarity of this is for these people and not for everybody else. Third question in the content check, what do you say about your level of professionalism? And of course, the most elegant way is to say it indirectly, so through other people that describe your level of professionalism. Can be that you are interviewed, can be that client testimonials talk about you. And now for every answer you gave, add one or more proofs to your site. For example, if you say your impact is to decrease costs by 10%, then add a screenshot of somebody that works with you, who's posting that in your Facebook group, and then you make a screenshot, you ask him for permission, and you put it on the website. So for every bit that you answered, now add a proof point. And the third step is check examples. Like you can study how we do at strategysprints.com. You can study great websites that you like, that are a benchmark for you, and then see what is working there. How do they master the art of communication? Now, that was, you stop here if you are in level 1 or 2 of your entrepreneurial freedom path. And just stop listening to this and go and do it. And then write in the comments what happened and where you need help continuing. Now, if you are on level 3 or 4, now take a couple of bucks in your hand and do the whole thing. So, long version, the 5 steps are: step 1, go to strategysprints.com/tools and download the template Customer Journey. Print it, put it in front of you. You can also write on it it's a writable PDF. Step 2, define the one most critical moment of the experience your client has. Usually it's the closing moment. So it's the moment where the client is deciding if to buy your product or somebody else's product, your services or somebody else's services. So define the most critical moment and describe it. It's in the very middle. Step 3, what happens right before that moment? What are the needs? What are the decisions that the user has to take? And what information does she or he need to take that decision? Write it down and then think about what can be improved. Ask your team what can be improved about that. Step 4, what happens right after it? So they did, if it was closing, okay, now they signed the contract with you. How is the onboarding process? What is their need right now in terms of speed, of quality, and of status, and of accessibility and usability? And what are their needs right now? What do they get right now? Again, what can be improved? This time you ask your team, or you ask also the client, what can be improved there? So ask your last 20 clients, what could have been even better? What went well and what could have been even better? about the onboarding process. So right after signing the contract with you and before delivery, how was the onboarding process? Now, you have also what happens right after it, what can be improved. Step 5 is you can complete the whole journey accordingly to have a smooth and experience and a good experience of the customer journey. So you just basically answer all the other questions in the template and have on one page a good flow of an experience you want your users to have, and your team and you know now exactly which experience to start and build. And then you know our advice. Limit the time you think about it, start creating a first testable intervention and do it. And this Friday, measure the outcome and keep improving it. I hope this was helpful and see you next week.
Hi, entrepreneurs. No matter if you are going from 0 to 1 or from 1 to 10, you are not alone. Our community of over 16,000 entrepreneurs has done remarkable stuff in the last few years. We've seen single parents start their business and grow it to 7 figures. We've even seen couples succeed as entrepreneurs together in life and work. Now, we've created workshops that can propel you to freedom and growth without needing to fly away from family and friends. Our new workshops work from anywhere, anytime, on any device. Let us help you be found when you are needed the most by the clients you truly want to work with. Check strategysprints.com to build up your business and have fun doing it. Did you know there's a community of sprinters waiting for you? It's your personal advisory board, anytime, anywhere. Game changers only. Visit community.strategysprints.com today.